Character clash.
Multiform Showdown. Ben 10 vs Kid Chameleon. In the left corner, with his Omnitrix glowing as if he had stolen the battery from a DeLorean, we have Ben 10, the child prodigy who collects alien DNA as if they were Pokemon cards. In the right corner, wrapped in his pixelated leather jacket and wearing more masks than a Venetian carnival, we have Kid Chameleon, the 16-bit hero who takes gaming multitasking to the next level. Who would win in a duel between extraterrestrial biotechnology and the ability to camouflage better than the chameleon on the cover of a Cheyenne album?
Ready?
Round 1.
Physical skills.
Ben Tennyson, the boy who makes Captain America look like a boring Boy Scout, has more tricks up his sleeve than a magician in Las Vegas. With the Omnitrix, this brat can transform into aliens faster than an otaku can change waifus. From forearms to heat blast, Ben has an arsenal of alien forms that would make even Thanos jealous. And let's not forget his ability to get into trouble faster than Sonic can run through the Green Hill Zone. Although, let's be honest, without the Omnitrix, Ben is about as useful as a Magikarp in a Pokemon battle.
Trivia.
Ben initially did not know how to fight well as a human, but over time he trained and improved his basic physical skills, which complement his use of the Omnitrix. Did you know that Ben shares a birthday with his cousin Gwen? This fact was revealed in the episode Camp Fear. Neither of them like to share a birthday, which often leads to arguments between them. Casey, aka Kid Chameleon, is your typical 90s kid who looks like he stepped out of a Coca-Cola commercial. But don't let his rad, dude look fool you. This kid has more transformations than an indecisive cosplayer at a convention. From a medieval knight to a bargain Jason Voorhees, Kid Chameleon changes shape faster than Mystique on Mardi Gras. And while he may not have an alien watch, his masks give him abilities that would make even Mario's jaw drop. Who needs plumbing when you can turn into a human tank?
Trivia.
Just one thing, without a helmet, Casey has only 2 HP and has limited basic physical ability as a human. He can only jump and do somersaults. But his physical prowess is boosted by wearing helmets that transform him. For example, when he becomes Iron Knight, he can break blocks with his weight and climb vertical walls, something that no normal human could achieve.
Round 2.
Combat skills.
Ben is like a kid in a candy store, but instead of sugar, he has access to alien powers that would make even the Guardians of the Galaxy feel inadequate. From throwing fireballs like baseballs to turning into a crystal being tougher than Tony Stark's ego, Ben has taken on intergalactic villains as easily as other kids play Fortnite. And let's not forget his ultimate form, Alien X, which is basically like having the Infinity Gauntlet, but with puberty. Although sometimes his strategies are as elaborate as the plot of a Michael Bay movie.
Trivia.
In the episode The Forge of Creation, he uses Alien X, one of his most powerful forms, whose ability to manipulate reality makes him practically invincible in combat. However, this transformation relies on the consensus of 2 internal entities, Serena and Bellicus, which sometimes limits its use in quick fights, showing that even his best combat skills have a but. Casey is the master of disguise in a world where cosplay is power. His combat skills are as varied as Bertie Bott's flavors. Need to fly? Become a flying samurai. Want to smash stuff? Transform into a steel rhino. It's like someone mixed Mario, Link, and Mega Man in a video game blender. Kid Chameleon can adapt to any situation faster than a chameleon in a paint store. Though, like many SEGA heroes, it sometimes feels like his abilities were designed by a 5-year-old with too much imagination and not enough common sense.
Trivia.
Casey has no innate combat abilities as a human, but by wearing the red stealth helmet, he becomes a samurai who can attack with a sword and break blocks from the air. This helmet gives him unique versatility. Not only can he attack with precision, but he can also run and jump higher than any other form, making him lethal in dynamic in-game confrontations.
Round 3.
Survival skills.
Ben has more lives than a cat in a platformer. With aliens adapted to practically any environment, from deep space to the bottom of the sea, Ben could survive the zombie apocalypse just as easily as he survives awkward family reunions. His ability to get out of impossible situations is so legendary that even MacGyver would ask him for advice. Although, let's face it, sometimes he relies so much on the Omnitrix that if it ran out of battery, he'd be more lost than Nemo in the ocean.
Trivia.
Thanks to the Omnitrix, which includes an automatic failsafe mechanism, this system transforms him into an alien suitable for surviving deadly situations, such as when he almost died in space and became jet-ray to fly and breathe. An interesting detail is that this mechanism is not always predictable, which adds a touch of chaos to his ability to stay alive. Casey is like a Boy Scout on steroids and a closet full of magical costumes. His survival skills are as varied as the endings of a Christopher Nolan movie. He can climb mountains like a ninja, swim like a living submarine, and even fly to escape danger. It's like if Bear Grylls had a child with Kirby. KID Chameleon could survive any 90s video game, from the deserts of Aladdin to the mazes of Pac-Man. Although, like many heroes of his era, sometimes it seems like his best survival strategy is to simply restart the level.
Trivia.
In KID Chameleon, Casey demonstrates survival skills by adapting to the dangers of the wild side using his helmets. For example, the Cyclone helmet turns him into a human tornado that can quickly tear through enemies and obstacles, perfect for escaping deadly situations. Despite the game's difficulty, with over 100 levels, Casey does not have a save system in the original version, making his survival entirely dependent on the player's skill.
Round 4.
Unprepared.
Unprepared Ben is like a chess player with all the pieces mixed up. He could transform into Goop when he needs 4 arms, or Upchuck when what he really needs is XLR8. It's like watching a DJ trying to mix songs blindfolded. Sometimes something great comes out, and other times it's a total disaster. However, his ability to improvise is just as impressive as Deadpool's ability to break the fourth wall. Even without a plan, Ben could still come out on top through sheer luck and teenage stubbornness.
Trivia.
Ben relies entirely on his instincts and the Omnitrix. Sometimes the Omnitrix gives him an unwanted alien, such as gray matter instead of something stronger, which puts him at a disadvantage in spontaneous fights. However, his experience from years of using the device allows him to improvise quickly, even with less than ideal transformations. Unprepared Casey is like a cosplayer who showed up late to a convention and threw on the first costume he could find. He might end up with the perfect mask for the situation or something as useful as a diving suit in the desert. His improvisational combat style is a mix between Jackie Chan and a drunken master and Mr. Bean trying to get out of a tight spot. Sometimes, his lack of a plan results in solutions so creative that even the writers of Doctor Who would be impressed. But he could also end up running in circles like an NPC with broken pathfinding.
Trivia.
An interesting detail is that, in the game, if he doesn't find a helmet quickly, he usually dies within a few seconds from enemies or traps, suggesting that without immediate access to his transformations, his ability to face an improvised combat is minimal.
Round 5.
With preparation.
Ben with time to prepare is like Batman with access to Iron Man's closet. He could analyze his opponent's every weakness and pick the perfect alien form to counter it. He's capable of coming up with plans so complex they'd make the writers of Inception scratch their heads. With the help of his cousin Gwen and his grandfather Max, Ben could cook up a strategy so elaborate that even Lex Luthor would applaud. Although, knowing Ben, he'd probably end up ignoring the plan and charging headlong into combat as usual.
Trivia.
Ben can take full advantage of the Omnitrix and choose specific transformations for any situation. In Ben 10, Ultimate Alien, he unlocks the Ultimatrix, which allows him to evolve his aliens into ultimate forms, such as Ultimate Humongosaur, with missiles and increased strength. A fun fact is that Ben, with time, can also combine human strategies, such as traps or teamwork with Gwen and Kevin, making his preparation even more effective. Casey with preparation is like a speedrunner who has memorized every secret and shortcut in the game. He could carefully choose which masks to wear, plan escape routes, and prepare skill combos that would make even professional Street Fighter players gasp. His ability to anticipate enemy movements would be worthy of a Jedi with precognition. Kid Chameleon could turn the battlefield into his personal playground, with traps and surprises around every corner. Though, like many classic video game heroes, there's always the chance he'll stumble upon an unexpected glitch that ruins his entire plan.
Trivia.
With preparation, Casey could collect specific helmets before a confrontation. For example, the Maniac's helmet turns him into an axe-wielding maniac who throws lethal projectiles, ideal for planned combat. In the Sonic the Comic comics, Casey demonstrates ingenuity in using his transformation strategically to rescue others, suggesting that with time he could plan how to maximize his shape-shifting abilities against an opponent.
Round 6.
General data.
Ben 10. Physical skills, 8. Combat skills, 9. Survival skills, 9. Unprepared, 7. With preparation, 9. Total, 42. Kid Chameleon. Physical skills, 7. Combat skills, 8. Survival skills, 7. Unprepared, 6. With preparation, 8. Total, 36.
Final round.
Decisive showdown.
In a forgotten corner of cyberspace, where pixels intertwine with reality, two young heroes found themselves in an epic showdown. On one side, Ben Tennyson, bearer of the Omnitrix, an alien device that allowed him to transform into various creatures from other worlds. On the other, Kid Chameleon, the intrepid player who, by putting on different masks, acquired unique abilities within a video game that had taken on a life of its own. The battlefield was a shifting landscape, reminiscent of the levels of Wildside, the game Kid Chameleon had conquered. Ben, with the confidence of a Jedi facing the dark side, activated the Omnitrix and transformed into 4 arms, an imposing figure of brute strength. Kid Chameleon, unfazed, donned the Berserker mask, becoming a beast of similar power. The blows echoed like Thor's hammer blows, neither giving ground. In a move worthy of a Konoha ninja, Ben switched to XLR8, his speedster form, attempting to disorient his opponent with supersonic speed. Kid Chameleon responded by putting on Cyclone's mask, transforming into a human whirlwind that countered XLR8's speed. The scene was reminiscent of a battle between Flash and Red Tornado, with gusts of wind and flashes of light everywhere. Both combatants displayed astonishing adaptability, switching between forms and strategies like a skilled player switches between characters in Super Smash Bros. At a crucial moment, however, Ben activated the brain form, boosting his intellect to superhuman levels. Anticipating Kid Chameleon's next move, Ben stepped forward and, with surgical precision, disarmed him, leaving the masked hero with no viable options. Kid Chameleon, recognizing Ben's tactical superiority, nodded respectfully and accepted defeat. In the end, both heroes shook hands, knowing that, in another place and time, they could have been allies in the fight against evil. As Deadpool would say, it's not personal, just superhero business.
This is gonna be fun.
Do you agree with the result? And if not, tell me why. I hope I at least entertained you. I'll tell you a secret, give it a like and subscribe, it's free. If you like this video, please subscribe, like and share.